Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to continue our discussion on how you can get the first $10,200 of your unemployment insurance income from 2020 tax-free on your tax return, potentially saving you thousands of dollars, $3,000 or more in certain instances. We're going to talk about that in this video. I'm going to show you if you use TurboTax, H&R Block, TaxAct, or any other tax online software, what you can do to get this deduction. And if you've already filed your taxes or you haven't filed yet and you use paper filing, I'm going to show you how you can get that deduction in this video due to some brand new information released from the IRS just a short while ago. Now, with that being said, my name is Kevin Conway. I make personal finance videos all the time. For those who are subscribed, you already know this, and thank you for subscribing. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. If everyone can give a quick like to this video, it would really mean so much to me. Now, let's just jump right into the main information here that you need to know. Now, let's summarize exactly what's going on here. The newest stimulus bill gives the first $10,200 of your 2020 unemployment insurance income tax-free. We all know that, but what does it mean if you're married? Is it a $10,200 for both of you, each of you, or how does that work? Well, unfortunately, it's not like the married filing jointly standard deduction where it doesn't matter if your spouse or you earned all of the income, you both get that combined election. It's not like that at all. In fact, it depends on whether or not you earn the unemployment insurance or your spouse earned it. You get $10,200 deduction on your portion only, and your spouse does on their portion only. The IRS has a good example, so I'll just read it verbatim. They basically say, for example, if you were paid $20,000 of unemployment compensation and your spouse was paid $5,000, report $25,000 on line 7. We're going to go into that in just a second, exactly what they're talking about here, and report $15,200 on line 8 as a negative amount. In parentheses, that is the deduction. The $15,200 excluded from income is $10,200 for you, and all of the $5,000 paid to your spouse, meaning your spouse would get the full amount up to $10,200, and you would get all the way up to $10,200, but not anything more than that. The combination of the two is not $20,400. It is on a per spouse basis. So if you're married, you're going to want to know that if you and your spouse both were on unemployment insurance. Now, for everybody else, what the heck am I talking about? Line 7, line 8, deducting all this stuff. Let's just get right into the actual paper filing. So I'll pull up the forms here from the IRS tax website, and we're going to go through it line by line. So here's the meat of the matter. If you've made less than $150,000 in 2020, you can get that first $10,200 on your tax return as tax excluded, non-taxable, saving you money. So what does that mean? Well, you pull up this form right here, and many of you who file online with TurboTax or H&R Block may have never actually seen these forms, but that's what those online softwares do. They take these boring forms and they make it a little more interesting, and they put your information on it. But the same thing will apply to you if you are a TurboTax, H&R Block, TaxAct, whatever filer. You're going to want to know exactly how this is calculated, and then it'll tell you, if you use those programs, what you can expect from your software. So right here under Part 1, additional income, on this Schedule 1 Form 1040. Holy moly, this is boring. All right, so line 7, unemployment compensation. That's the key thing there. You're going to report your full amount on that line. So if you receive $20,000, $30,000, $10,000, doesn't matter, report that total amount right there. Don't do the deduction on that line. You got to report that full amount. And then right underneath it on line 8, right underneath it where it says other income, list the type and amount. You're going to put a negative number. And in accounting world, they put parentheses around those negative numbers. So you're going to do a negative number up to $10,200 if you've received unemployment insurance income of at least $10,200. So if you've received $10,200 exactly, you're going to put negative $10,200 on line 8. If you received $20,000, you're still going to put $10,200. If you received less than $10,200 in unemployment insurance income, you're going to report in a negative number on line 8 only the amount up to the amount of income that you received. So if you received $5,000, you're only going to put a negative $5,000, meaning this deduction is not a carryover deduction onto your other income. It only applies for the unemployment insurance income that you actually received in your pocket. If you have any questions about this, at all, please leave them in the comments below. Just let me know what you think. If you're wondering, how much money did I actually get in unemployment insurance income? I'm unclear. Well, I'm going to show you how you can find out. Boom. This is a form that you should be looking at. It is the 1099-G. You're going to get that from your state. That is going to report the amount of income that you received in unemployment insurance right there in box number 1, unemployment compensation. So that's a key number. You're going to take that, put it on your line 7 under your Form 1040 Schedule 1. Now this is basically just a lot of information saying, okay, I'm going to get that deduction and here's how I report it if I'm a paper filer. But what if you're somebody who, like me, uses an online software or has a CPA do it for you? Well, your CPA will already know how to do this, but you should keep them informed when you review your taxes, when they give it back to you, so you can be sure that you're getting that deduction. Because again, this just passed. So everyone is brand new to this. But if you're waiting on TurboTax, H&R Block, Tax Act, whatever software you use, most of you probably use TurboTax, well, just know that TurboTax came out and said they will have this updated in their software within the next few days. I expect it to be updated fully within the next 24 to 48 hours. If you use any tax software at all and it is updated for you, leave it in the comment below. They're going to have like a little prompt, a little screen that pops up so that you can actually just enter the information in there and they'll do it for you. That's the easy peasy thing that you need to know so that you can know that you're going to get this deduction. Now let's talk about for a second what happens if you've already filed your taxes. What are you supposed to do? Well, as I discussed in my previous video yesterday, we know that the IRS does not want you to file an amended return, at least not yet. They're overwhelmed. They're trying to process stimulus checks. They're trying to process child tax credit stuff. They're trying to take in all the tax returns from this year. They're juggling a lot of things. They don't want you to amend your tax return. In fact, as I noted in the press release that they just gave, they said the IRS strongly urges taxpayers not to file an amended return related to the new legislative provisions or take any other unnecessary steps at the time, and actually go on to say, look, the online software is going to be updated for those who use it. For those who don't, they're going to have forms. Well, boom, we know the form is up there now. They told us how to do it. So it's just a matter of time for those software companies to update their information, and they're going to give that form to you so you'd fill it out. Once you've already filed your taxes, they're going to give you a supplementary form in the next week or so that actually lists, okay, I'm going to put my unemployment insurance income just like I am here and send that one form in. You're not going to send anything else in other than just that one form. That's what we think as of right now. And so we are just waiting on further guidance from the IRS if you've already filed your taxes. Now, incidentally, about stimulus checks, I got to say, if you haven't filed your taxes yet and you're waiting on your stimulus check and you would qualify under your 2019 but not your 2020 income, I would wait to file your taxes for another week or two. The IRS has said if they use your 2019 income because they don't have your 2020 on file yet, and they give you a stimulus check, and it turns out in your 2020 tax filing when you make that election that you actually don't qualify, well, you're not going to have to pay back the money. It's basically free money. It's kind of a weird loophole right now, but if you're one of those people that this applies to, just keep that in mind. A few other things to keep in mind too: the unemployment insurance extension has been all the way until September 6th of this year. It's been re-upped in this new bill. So if you are on unemployment insurance, just know that you're going to be able to keep getting the unemployment insurance more than likely all the way through September, and you're going to get that $300 per week in federal boost continuing just like you're getting right now. It's going to continue every single week all the way till September 6th of this year. So just keep that in mind too if you're on unemployment insurance or about to go on unemployment insurance, or you lost your unemployment insurance from before and are waiting to get your benefits re-upped. They did re-up it in this bill. That is very important for you to know so that if you are on it, you can get the amount of money that you are owed. But that's pretty much what we know right now. The first $10,200 of your 2020 unemployment insurance is tax-free. This is how you do it. If you are a paper filer, if you've already filed, again, just wait, be patient. The IRS will get back to us. I will be posting about it for all those who've already filed. And this is just a lesson for all of you out there. You should just procrastinate. Just be like me. Be like millions of other people. Just kick it. Just don't file your taxes right away. Wait until the last minute, April 15th, to do so. I'm only partially kidding, but in this instance, procrastination actually paid off. If you got any questions at all, leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer as many as I possibly can. And please give a like to this video and share it with everybody that you think think this might benefit all of your friends and family members or cousins or whatever, guy you saw on the street, if you think they could benefit from it, just go ahead and send it to them so that they know what to do. Now, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. My name is Kevin Conway, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.